is Mr. Beck.
We could have used someone like you on my world.
Your world?
Beck is from Earth, just not ours. The snap tore a hole in our dimension.
You're saying there's a multiverse?
We have a job to do, and you're coming with us.
Hey, thanks for watching Slice of SciFi. I'm Noah Richmond.
And I'm Daren Gulsvik.
Talking about Spider-Man, Far From Home.
Homecoming?
No,
It's Far From Home. It's Far From Home.
What? Yeah, I think... So that's the interesting thing about this film. We keep getting confused on the title of the film.
Yes. But he's far from home. He's in Europe now, so...
Right. Yes, it's sort of Spider-Man meets Vacation,
Yeah.
or what was it, National Lampoon's European Vacation, maybe?
Yeah. It's kind of funny. It did definitely have those kind of endearing moments in it, so why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so certainly takes the Spider-Man story, gives it a little more of an international backdrop, has the kids going on this European field trip, as it were, during which they encounter mysterious entities.
Yeah.
They're attacked by these elementals, and suddenly to the rescue appears Mysterio, which I think people who are familiar with the Spider-Man mythos may be scratching their heads wondering what's going on there, but you may remember the Skrulls were, not particularly good guys if you've read the Marvel comics, and suddenly they are good guys.
Still.
Suddenly it's like, okay, Mysterio is now, okay, just go with it.
Anything can happen in the new Marvel universe, man. What did you think about Jake Gyllenhaal being kind of thrown in to play that role?
I didn't have any problem with him.
Yeah. I think they did that just because he's more like that. He's the good guy, and they want to believe he's the hero, which he is.
So the new film really does have a good sense of fun about it. I mean, the thing that I found very endearing is that there was just sort of a warm quality, and there was a feeling of real genuine fun ride about it, like the kind of movie that you come out feeling good after you've seen it. A little bit like Shazam,
No, that's actually a good comparison. The vibe from Shazam. They were kind of a little similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But no, that is because I felt the same out of it. Just kind of joyous. Didn't feel the same out actually after Endgame, obviously. This is quite the opposite of feeling of that. So,
right.
But for a new, I guess, is this a new phase now? Is that what we're in?
I think
phase
technically
4.
this is considered to be the final film of the old phase,
Huh.
and after this, there's going to start up the quote-unquote new phase.
Yeah. I mean, they did obviously touch on some of the events that happened in Endgame, which was kind of nice, doing a little closure and trying to deal with the snap, addressing that time element that Marvel so graciously gave us with Thanos and snapping everybody away. But I think that was kind of neat because at least it showed how it affected people's personal lives. And
that's true.
And it didn't just affect the guys with the superhero capes and stuff. I kind of liked it, and they did it in a way that was really cute, and how they incorporated it into the high school vibe. I thought that was really good. There were times where it almost felt, because the Homecoming movie before this, the John Watts directed both of them, is that I didn't get that feeling of high school like I got with this one. I don't know. Even though they were on their field trip, it just felt more connected to the age. I didn't feel that way with the previous movie. I don't know.
Well, for me, what was interesting is the previous film, I felt a little old for it.
No, but it's interesting.
The last one, I felt like I wasn't entirely connecting, and part of it is just, why do they have to keep making Spider-Man a kid? He's Spider-Man, and they keep making him this kid.
Yeah.
This one, somehow, it just had a more engaging quality to it.
Yeah. But
there's humor all the way through, but it doesn't feel forced.
Yeah.
It really has just a warm, genuine quality.
I just think that, despite us being adults, I mean, you do remember when you were a kid, I hope. But for me, the thing that I've always liked about Spider-Man was this struggle between being normal, being Peter Parker, and also assuming the role of Spider-Man in the value that he has a superhero. But this movie did a really good job of that. I thought it did a real nice at framing that he just wants to be a high school boy trying to, go after this girl that he likes.
Yeah.
And not, expose this Spider-Man life that he is. And I thought that it was real nice in this regard because it just, and actually, I kind of warmed up to him now more than, because I wasn't really crazy about Tom Holland as Spider-Man in the previous movie.
Right.
I don't know, maybe it was his acting in all the Avenger movies that kind of made me warm up a little more, but this is like the first time in the movies that I've actually liked him as Spider-Man, which, I wasn't that way before.
Yeah, I had a similar experience actually of feeling like there was something a little more engaging about him this time around.
I can finally write off Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I actually liked Andrew Garfield, one of the few though, but yeah. And I think that was it was the sting from having, do we need to go through another Spider-Man origin story, another movie, because we've had so many of them now. I don't know, I just really enjoyed this movie. I really did. It felt like a Spider-Man movie.
Right. Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well. For me, there are things where I'm kind of hemming a little bit.
Of course you are.
First of all, one of the things that you just said that was really good about the film and that I really agree with is something that they have a couple post-credit sequences at the end. And without giving spoilers, the first post-credit sequence pretty much completely just takes everything that we just said was good and throws it all out the window.
Takes a big shit, and I will agree with that 100%. So I'm not including that into my
your evaluation.
Yeah, I mean, if that was that ruined all the momentum because I'm with you on that. It sucked.
Yeah, so you have these Marvel films, and they like to throw these little teasers, these little post-credits things in at the end, and usually they're things like to get you excited about the next Marvel film or to just give you a little bit of a joke at the end. This one, they actually just at the end just throw in these couple, if you stay to the very end of the credits, by the way, everything you just watched was completely different than actually what you thought you were watching.
And it also destroys the dynamic of Spider-Man and his protecting his identity and it just threw that whole thing to shit. And I don't know whose wise ass idea it was to put that in there, but I really, in fact, if I ever watch it again, I'm definitely not gonna sit through that part again, because I just didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it kind of makes me wonder, I very much makes me wonder where they're gonna go from here now, having thrown these curveballs in, but probably we should just leave it at that.
Yeah, maybe we'll get surprised.
We'll see where they go.
Maybe this was an alternative universe that happened.
It's in the multiverse.
Yeah.
So the other thing, this wasn't as big of an issue for me, but it was a little weird having Mysterio, if you have any kind of background with the source material. Mysterio was this sort of evil master of illusion that uses this gas.
Yeah. Was he ever the Sinister Six? Was he ever part of the Sinister Six?
I think he might have been.
Yeah.
But either way, now suddenly everything about him is completely explained through technology.
Yeah. And spoon-fed too, by the way.
Right.
There's that mystique is gone.
Right.
Mystery.
Yeah, and
but that's kind of why I think they trying to. Marvel's already proven they've done it before with Mandarin, where they're able to just throw away the very thing that made that villain or hero or whatever kind of what they were, and so they've obviously aren't afraid to do it.
Well, and I will take this any day over what they did with the Mandarin is they just made him some guy who's a fake.
Yeah.
This Mysterio is still effectively what he does is what Mysterio does, and it really does. The film does some very good jobs of him using illusion technology to absolutely leave you questioning your reality.
Yeah, there's a lot of sequences that kind of I likened it to the Doctor Strange vibe, and when he was being brought into this fake illusion of what's real and what's not.
Right.
But I thought, and those action sequences were pretty fun to watch.
Right.
And I don't know, just the chemistry, specifically between Zendaya, I think her name is, who plays Mary Jane,
Yeah.
and Peter Parker or Tom Holland. I don't know, they just have a lot of good chemistry on the screen. There's lots of funny moments that I think really
Right.
helped liven up from all the dark moments that are in the movie. And I think that's why I liked it so much. There was this balance when you have all these dark moments that are balanced out by the light moments.
Right.
Until you get to the end. But yeah, I've enjoyed this movie, and I think it's, for once, I'm excited about Spider-Man Futures.
Yeah.
And of course, the animation movie was also amazing, by the way, but I don't think that's in the same Spider-Verse. That was an amazing Spider-Man, but of course that's not in the same realm here. But it's going to be interesting what Sony/Marvel does do with the character. Are they going to go into more movies where we have more villains? That they were going to, what Sinister Six was once going to be done. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
this one is definitely a step in the right direction. It's it's fun, it's light, and it's enjoyable. I guess the one other thing though that I guess I could say about it might potentially be, I don't know if this is a downside or not, that I saw the film, I enjoyed it, it was fluffy, good time. And I haven't thought about it since. It's been almost a week,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh yeah, that film. Yeah, what was that called again? Spider-Man something.
well, I don't know if that says a lot, but can't you say that about most superhero movies?
Not to the extent I would say about this
Yeah.
one. There was something particularly forgettable about it for me. So.
I think the kid in you has died.
Right.
But anyway, yeah.
Okay.
You have fun with the movie.
Anyway, yeah, that's our thoughts on Spider-Man Far From Home.
Far From Home.
Thanks for watching Slice of SciFi.
See you.